at first, but in the end it was a spot-on decision. Now, put numbers in the box towards that far post. That's exactly where the ball goes, and so close in the end. Three men were protecting the post to the right of the goalkeeper there. And so nice when you see a set piece work out as well as this. The men piling onto the far post. That's exactly where the cross ended up. Osama climbing up high, then just couldn't steer it towards goal, even if it was on target. Do very much suspect the three men backing up. This hero would have gotten it clear. Best we've seen from the Mozambicans. Nicely done. Death ball situation then in and around that final third. With a pace on the far side. Chamito. Another set piece it will be for them. Trying to keep a close eye here on Chamito is Gambelina of Orapa FC, giving that set piece away. Three in the wall here, organized by Desero. Well, they had a set piece. Some 4 or 5 minutes ago that would have been encouraging here for the Mozambicans. Again, big men forwards. Osama amongst those on the penalty spot outside of your picture right now. They look to spread out then as the ball is played in.
Vraiment, je veux juste revenir sur quelque chose que tu as dit plus tôt. Tu as dit « praise your way through ». Ça veut juste dire... Vraiment, je veux juste revenir sur quelque chose que tu as dit plus tôt. Tu as dit « praise your way through ». Ça veut juste dire... Vraiment, je veux juste revenir sur quelque chose que tu as dit plus tôt. Tu as dit « praise your way through ». Plutôt, tu as dit « praise your way through ». Ça veut juste dire... Vraiment, je veux juste revenir sur quelque chose que...
Yeah, Walter there was nowhere near the bodies. Sometimes when you're not sure, when you can't pick a man, play it in those messes and see who wants it badly. It could be an opponent who wants it badly.
At the very least, make them work to get it clear and earn the right to get it clear. Now, Namibia. First 6 minutes here, we've had 1 or 2 moments. This moment belonging to the Mozambicans. Here they are winning it back in a good area after the mistake, and first touch showing too much. From Chamito again.
And Chamito's first touch straight into the opponent who really wanted to get clear of the ball, and he made it easy for him.
2-on-2 situation.
Those are the ones where you come down and then you don't release the ball early.
What's your ball? Header! I was just making the point about Chamito. As we look at this header again, in that 2-on-2 situation, teammate gives, you have to give him a chance to make the run and find the opening or create the opening for you in his movement.
And also try to get closer to the opponent, not make it obvious that it's a 2-on-2, so you're going to just share the ball early. Sometimes you may not even need him because he might just help you take away the opponent.
That's exactly the point. Give him the chance to buy some time for him. on here in the second half. Richards operating out on that far side. Yet to really get a touch on the ball when Namibia is on the front foot to help create in the middle of the park. Find this situation funny. Whistle goes, but immediately gets up and kicks the ball into the opponent before he has a chance to go back to, at times, maybe try and get him in trouble. Good vision. Heavy touch. In fact, well washed by the defender. I should say, I should give credit to the defender then. Sultan. At times, maybe try and get him in trouble. Richard going up against him for the first time since coming on and getting to find out the strength of the man. Getting bullied there on that far side.
Strength for strength, and Sultan won that one.
Will they go again? Well, he's taking the ball out on that far side, Sultan. Cena's called for the foul here. 10 minutes into the second. This time was a little naughty, then lashing out a bit then to the knees of Golula. Didn't get away with it, well spotted by the referee. Same as the penalty. Without a second look at that, some of us had missed it. Now, ball into the box is a disappointing one again with numbers in there.
The previous one landed in the same spot in no man's land. This was the first penalty saved in the tournament so far, in my memory. Saved, not missed.
That comes to mind, yes. You have to check and be sure, but middle of the park, yeah. Dario trying to provide the option out of that far side. Again, he's very well washed. Very interested in watching that back four from Namibia. Very rarely do they break that back four line. The left and right backs hardly push forward, so it's hard for them to exploit the space behind them. Since I started talking about them, they've stayed as four in a straight line. Whether they move forward or backwards, it stays four. Even now, outside of your ball, it's just four. And when you look at the shape of this Mozambique side, it's now three at the back with one push forward on that far side. There's still four at the back right now.
Marshaled by Kamba Ripper, who is just slightly behind them and telling them to stay push.
Now pushing forward a bit here on this near side. Actually, the cross in with numbers in there. Ooh, it was a 4-on-3 situation in that box. Very well done defensively by the Mozambicans. Decent ball as well.
Moseo whipped in that one so well, and I just wanted to see his attitude after the penalty was saved. And it looks like he's still in the game. You know, sometimes you can be so despondent. Fortunately for him, though, Sizo, is that it happened just before halftime, so he had time for the coach to say, "This things happen."
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Didn't have time to let the form dip, and the half ended quickly. Again, strength telling for Sultan against the youngster Richard, then, who's just come on in the second half. Twice they've come together. Twice it's just been a nudge here physically. And the ball has been won back by the man wearing the number 18 jersey. Another foul here.
I'm not bad at sign language, but I've just picked up what the referee could have said there. Because he pointed at us, says you'll be joining them up there if you continue doing that.
Again, another sign of a frustrated side that's struggling to create chances is when they start to really take hopeful shots from a long way out. And was from Summerstrand and still not far from the center circle. That
didn't we see that in the last 2-3 games in the past where the guys are just desperate now because they've let it slip earlier or didn't take their chances.
Yeah, and now it's in the scramble for places towards the end of the group stages. Find yourself chasing a game and in need of goals. Even if you are winning a game, you need goals on the last day, which was the case for the South Africans. Well, we'll remember this for what some may say all the wrong reasons. But for the telling stories, where all the heavyweights were pretty much gone at the end of the group stage. No hosts, no defending champions, no entertaining Zimbabwe, who had just made a comeback. Kenya, who arrived and made a huge impact with the opener, setting the tone with that beating of Zambia. They themselves couldn't get out the group stages. Right in front of the referee. Yellow card then. Petrus, Cape Town City man, pleading his case. The shout to scream of agony, maybe a little bit worse than the incident was. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but you got the impression it was a heavy bit of contact. Again, he's so crucial in a game where in open play they just aren't getting it right. Go, didn't hold on. A little surprised to see that maybe it popped through to him on the far side, and well, nobody at their very best just yet. Nisiro's handling should have been standard there.
Ambira confused his keeper there because he was also confused. He didn't know what was happening, who was coming, and he swung a hand there. He was lucky.
Yeah. It curled maybe and surprised him as it curled in towards the far post. And he was shouting away to his teammates.
Just last minute gasp when he just outstretched his hands to make sure that he pushes for the corner.
Last possible moment, Mox. Everybody back defending for Namibia, and in the end, but he had to be on the line then to deny Fernandinho, and for a moment it looked as though Desida was wrong-footed and it might creep into the back of the net.
Just as it was coming to him, I just felt hit it, and he hit it.
Well,
you know, there are those balls this way in this game where you just say hit me, bubbling nicely.
It's begging to be put away. Bit of pressure here on Namibia over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Dario's doing a good job in making them have to get it clear with decent balls into the box. But everybody back defending his side with 2 outside the box are favored for the second ball. Should the defenders get it first? Penalty check. VAR is currently hard at work. Keep in mind we did have a VAR moment in the first game. Right now, Maria Rivets as well as Jacinda Santos having a word with Busha Kabubi, and we've already had a penalty, keep in mind, in the first half. Armando had the save. Nervous moments these for the Namibians. Life moves on. It's all good. Check complete. Nice header defensively. Oh, now that's a near post. Dario again. I will say this about Desiro, he is very vocal. But still the best and most vocal. As I mean, Namura and Lesotho, he was the most entertaining. For those of us that could understand him, he really communicates, that guy. Even tell his teammates when they're going to chip them.
That was a funny moment, Sisu. Doesn't realize that we can all hear that.
Brazil and company losing out in the middle of the park. Pace now from Machamito. Head up. Not too many options. He's buying time then for teammates to try and get into good positions. They're very well watched defensively. And in the end, he was dealt with himself.
Sometimes when you break through like that, don't worry about teammates. They will have to worry about the ball. Just whip it in. Let them fly in. You know, sometimes a cross makes you accelerate your pace, because you don't know when it's going to be played. Once it's played, you just accelerate, and you could get at the end of it.
Thought he had won it back legally, Fernandinho. Shouts from the Mozambique bench as soon as Akulula went to ground and the whistle went. They didn't see nothing wrong. With a little shove from Fernandinho. Well, we know just what they want. We're 65 minutes gone by here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Goals. The scoreline. Goals, just what they need. Tamito taken out then. And in the end, the decision goes against him as well. Had gone out of play. Now look at this challenge on Tamito. Namibia. And so, well, we look at the shots on target. They are just 5 so far in this match. Oh, Armando still with the best moment in the match. Late in the first half. Although low and hard, but that's quality. That good, strong hand onto it. A couple of players down then as the play continues. In fact, one of them is up. The other now gingerly getting back up onto his feet. Well, they did make their first final back in 1989, did Namibia, hoping to get there again. Interesting when you look up their records, usually when they've gotten to a semi-final, they've gone beyond the semi-final, Namibia. Not very many times, but runners-up in 99, winners in 2015, and runners-up in 2022. So, should they not win here against Mozambique, this will be their first semi-final loss.
If you ask me, Siswe, they really not convincing up to the stage. They're not in charge. They're not composed. But who knows? One of them can put the ball in the back of the net anytime soon.
Ball to this near side, Muzo squares up against the defender, finds a bit of time and space for the ball in towards the near post. Namibia now trying to keep the Angolans on the back foot. Now, to work it out wide to Richards. Goes for the early shots. Nowhere close. First time he's been able to drift in field to get away from his marker out on that far side, that being Zalton. 20 minutes remaining. But if he can continue to work his way, working in field to create scoring angles. Defense able to deal with the threat of Chamito. Now, Richard did well in to get the head of the opponent. Again, allowed to make much headway in trying to push forward. This time it's Fernandinho that deals with him. Just looking at the Namibian record in this tournament, where they did score against Angola and beat Lesotho with a 2-1 scoreline. Best showing from a goal scoring point of view was in the last match where they beat Seychelles 3-1. So it got better as the tournament went along for the Namibians, and well, they've come a bit unstuck here against the Mozambicans, who themselves are pretty well organized defensively. Again, continues to do a good job as Sultan in his battle here against Richard on that left flank. Looking quiet here. Namibia with a man down. Mozambique will be making a change. Ahmed will be making way here. Coming on in his place is Maestro. Now, there are a couple of Maestros in this tournament. Keep in mind, is the Maestro that plays for Mozambique and is entering the game now wearing the number 6 jersey. Maestro by nickname, keep in mind. Then there's the Maestro that plays for Angola, who's very many people's favorite player, quite possibly of this tournament. Won, 3 Men of the Match awards. The beautiful thing about it, Marks, is that the 2 Maestros can fight it out in the final for who's the top Maestro of the COSAFA region.
Who's the real Maestro?
Will the real Maestro please stand up? at this point, we start to think penalties. But before that, we have to start off by pointing out two scores now may very well win a place in the final. It's never looked a game with too many goals in it. Fernandinho. Diaz. Living dangerously, but well, he got it done, showing some nice footwork. But I don't know too many coaches that would have enjoyed that moment if it was one of theirs doing what Ndisiro did then a moment ago. The man from African Stars, Marks. All the others I saw you play, I never saw you show such nifty footwork, Maximo Pugnani. You were just about goals, Jay.
That was a nifty footwork. He's better than former players I know.
By the way, speaking of goals, I was in the pleasure of being in the company of some of your colleagues from years gone by, your counterparts, and all of them strikers. COSAFA, Shane McGregor, and Peter Musimani. Peter walks up to me and he looks at Shane. He says, "You know that man?" He points at Shane. Says, "Some of us used to score 14 goals a season. He scored 25, 30. He's a real striker, that one." Saying that about Shane McGregor, which I thought was a very nice comment. Nice compliment as well.
Yeah, the way players that were banging them in. I mean, you look at the late Thomas, who's fooling with Longwane. You look at the gentleman called Michael Jackson, that was his nickname, from Durban, from Devon Bushbucks, Calvin Peterson, and Mike Mangena.
Calvin Peterson, yeah.
And we had a lot of hitmen there. Even Noel Cousins. It was just always a good competition.
Coached the Tucks for some time, Neil Cousins. University of
Pretoria.
Yeah.
You only shot goals week in and week out. Les Robben.
There's also Grant Johnson from Atlantic.
Not to my knowledge as one of those contestants in the package that I've offered.
Am I thinking the wrong name here? But yeah, under 16 remaining, and a bit of a problem here. And I don't think it's the first time he's looked to be struggling in this half here, so this doesn't come as a big surprise. So they may have to consider making the change here later on. Namibia. And the man who's struggling here is Shitodo of, well, I love this name, Yeshoke Chula Chula.
Chula Chula.
No.
Lovely cross, lovely ball played into space.
That's
and
where
that's
I think
the one that was cleared from the line by Bonera. Bit
of contact on the ankle as the hind leg swings through, and still has to take evasive action in avoiding the advertising boards. Duyema is the youngster coming on here for the Namibians. As well as Joseph. The striker plays for Blue Waters. Only had 37 minutes of this tournament played so far, so we'll certainly be looking to have a bit of an impact. Joseph, midfielder again, they're looking for a bit of creativity here. Born in 2003, Joseph also plays for Yeshoke Chula Chula. He's only had 24 minutes of play in this tournament. Well, they once again ensure the Namibians don't break them down, but don't hold on for too long themselves to Mozambique. Stuck in the middle of the park for the most part. This game is Chamito. Gets a bit physical then with Garumbe. Maestro yet to really put his foot on the ball here and try and shake things up as we look back at the battle between the number 3s. The bigger man coming out tops again. Last 10 minutes. Last thing any of the defensive sides would like to do now is make an error that leads to a goal. Namibia looking to find a bit of momentum here going into this last 10, keep the opponents on the back foot. Decision against. Garumbe then. Well, for the first time they've come together over the last 5 minutes. I think the call is for a handball then against Garumbe. Everybody back defending here for the Namibians. What's interesting is the number pushed forward here for Mozambique, including the line being held here quite high. Well, counter-attack won't quite work out here with Fernandinho winning it back. Frustrating. He's a teammate then with what looked an easy pass in the end, turning it into a bit of a hospital pass where it was a 50-50 ball. Namibia called here. To really have an effect on the game since coming on here. Lawrence Joseph. Maybe amongst those that may be beginning to think of having to take a penalty later on, that being Joseph, amongst those coming in off the bench.
Slowly with this game. Just closing each other down and not promising nothing at all. In fact, you and I should be discussing who will take the first penalty.
Well, it depends who wins the toss of the coin and then what the decision is in that regard. Then we must know whether it's a Namibian or Mozambican. Then we can get into the chat.
Always ideal that when you win the toss, you take first, putting opposition under pressure.
thought about taking it quickly. Desiro just didn't have any options in the way of men on the halfway line and beyond. Everybody had dropped so far back defensively that it was taking them a while to push up the field in. So the option for the early ball had to be scrapped. Aroma. Richards. There's the University of Namibia man out in that left back position again. Maestro. Usually around about this time, my colleague starts to formulate these questions for the post-match interviews. That being Max Papanyani as we look back at this foul here. Telling you now, Max, push those back for a while. We might be here for a penalty shootout still. In commentary.
That is something very possible, given how slowly these teams are building up and how tight they are closing each other. They seem to have been hell-bound to just tighten it up at the back, as is the case now, Sizwe.
Now, Namibia trying to get some numbers forward here. And they find the breakthrough. In the end, it pretty much typifies the day we've had, or the night we've had with these guys. They've lacked that killer instinct up front.
But also, did you see how many red jerseys were already behind the ball?
In no time.
In no time. And then the man wide, in a white jersey, couldn't really even find a decent cross because of the pressure. But look at the white shirts that you were lamenting earlier, and even mentioning how tight they are at the back all the time.
Now, can they get a quality ball in here from Brazil? Closely watched. Again, the red jersey's back. Still finding the space here for the cross. 3 men in the far post, and Richard goes down in the most unorthodox of ways, and we believe the last touch came of him. Maybe wrong. There he is. That's the done in controlling it at the top of the box then, and surrounded by men in red shirts. Brazil. Oh, it's a good ball for a post. There's the chance. It's gone over. He was in trouble there, Namando. Couldn't handle it. Ran away from him and presented itself to the opponent's header, going just over.
Yeah, one of those that you just think it's an opportunity. And I don't know if he was aware where he was, because he lifted it instead of just, is that Bambira again? Where he just, I think it's him. No.
New man on the field is coming off the bench here. Joseph.
No, that's Joseph from the bench. He's just lifted it. Oh, that's not what the coach meant when he said lift the spirits when you get there. Lifted the ball.
Close to seeing it all fall apart at the end then, Armando. Now, urging one here is Colin Benjamin.
Mozambican coach was right about Colin Benjamin. It's awkward to play his team. He is such a strategist.
I was fortunate enough, you were there with me in the Orlando Stadium that did 2 of the games during the World Cup qualifiers, and when they had their moments going forward, yes, they looked good at times, but defensively they were really difficult to break down. And Tunisia struggled against them. Didn't look like themselves at all, Tunisia. They took Tunisia out of their game. Yes, they didn't score themselves, but they really put up a good showing against the Tunisian nation they played earlier in the year, you remember, in the AFCON.
I mean, to frustrate Tunisia and get a draw, it's a bonus.
They hardly
and
created a scoring
especially
chance,
at a neutral venue. If it was in Namibia, we'd say, yeah, you can't celebrate a draw at home. But it was at a neutral venue. Namibia, in fact, Tunisia could have opened their legs and say, let's go and grab this one because it's at the neutral venue. We're not fearing anything, no home crowd.
Actually taking on the move, yeah. Brazil looking to have an effect later on, and yeah, it's just that sort of day. Just when it looked as though he was up for skinning the defender and taking him on, that's running out of space.
Might be presumptuous to say it, but you know what could be the first thing that crosses Muzoi's mind when it gets to penalties? Where do I place the ball? Always the problem. He's got to pull a Ronaldo this time. Same situation. Positivity. Oh, there's 5 minutes remaining. Possibility of penalty kicks. Muzeu, just like Ronaldo, goalkeeper saved. Now the same man that saved becomes brave. Now you've got to show us how brave you are. He's got to be bigger than the keeper, or the keeper can say that wasn't a flash in the pan.
Well, it's a zoom we're looking forward to. Also looking to see the youngster in your picture for Namibia a moment ago, wearing the number 14 jersey, that being Ndeonyema. He's a striker. He's hardly gotten involved since coming on. There's precious little service, but I'm wondering, having come on, here he is right now, having come on late in the second half, if he's going to be one of the penalty takers.
Could be. Number 14, look out for that.
Dario losing out and then committing the foul. Protecting the ball well then was Nakasume. Hambira. Well played down the line here, and again, it's gone out for a throw-in before Mozambique can keep it moving. Oh, that's a nice take. And they win it late here. Dario! Very well closed down then. Hambira. And Dino to keep it alive. Namibia now looking to get onto the front foot and use the time that remains to try and find their breakthrough. Looking as though Armando is in no hurry. He looks as though he's looking forward to a penalty shootout if his body language is anything to go by. Eating away at the clock here. I know the pressure of the world is going to be on him. And Desiro, as the men that will be responsible for making the saves, but he looks as though he's looking forward to his time to shine. Ate away a good number of seconds. They're waiting someone to maybe close him down or put a bit of pressure on him. It didn't happen. In the end, he lost patience. And company looking to release Maestro here on the move. Made a nice little run into a nice pocket of space, then just couldn't get onto the end of it as it ran away from him. Now, Zo. Maestro dropping back. Denying Zo the cross. Lost all the dice. Time. There's 5 minutes gone by here. Namibia now very much on the front foot of the numbers they've got in that box. Looking for a late winner of the Namibians, and in the ends, it's a semi-final that will be decided by a penalty shootout here. No separating Mozambique and Namibia. And well, try as they might here, they just couldn't break each other down. And a game of very few goal-scoring opportunities. These are two nations that have been stubborn defensively and cancelled each other out. And lacking that extra bit of creativity in the final third, having to, well, go to the spot to find out who will join the Angolans in the final. Already has been a penalty earlier on in the take with Armando denying Muzo from the penalty spot in the first 45 minutes. That's the best moment of this match so far. Mozambique, no. Namibia, no. Penalties will decide who goes through to the final. Well, a few of the players would already have been thinking about this moment. They'll be picking up their names here or their hands and offering themselves as penalty takers. Man who looked as though he really was looking forward to the penalty shootout is Armando in the last minute or so, the last couple of minutes. Seemed as though he was time wasting the Mozambican keeper, then not in a hurry to get the ball rolling. Having saved one already, his confidence will be nice and high.
God has already created you beautiful. All that remains is to highlight the best version of your figure. Salon, Honey Beauty puts its expertise in this area at your disposal. Located in Johannesburg, on 192 Maya Street, in Germiston City, in the Rainbow Nation, Salon, Honey Beauty offers you a beauty clinic that is cleaner than cleanliness. From head to toe, braids, plant, facial treatment, manicure and pedicure, Honey Beauty Salon, truly a complete range of treatments for real darlings. Soap washes, but Honey Beauty Salon makes you clean.
So,
Honey Beauty at La Mama.
Is that one of them? Cold day in Galeja, which has played a big part in the lack of numbers we've seen out in the stands. Extremely cold day, heavy winds. You won't feel the effects of the winds inside this venue. It's so well built to protect the beautiful game and keep it as beautiful as possible, no matter the weather or no matter the wind in the windy city. It's one of those when you're indoors, you can hear the wind outside howling. Hasn't affected the quality of the games at all. These sides just couldn't break each other down in the 90 minutes. We had another very good semi-final earlier on in the day. The Angolans. Impressive. Now, captain stepping forward here.
We're playing this side. Okay. I give you the to play. Who win the first?
God has already created you beautiful. All that remains is to highlight the best version of your figure. Salon Honey Beauty puts its expertise in this area at your disposal. Located in
the Angolan captain. No, the scoreline, and we wait for the penalty takers in this match. Maestro with the dreadlocks, center of your picture. Another that's coming off the bench late. Have to wonder whether he will step up. So they're ready. The Namibians have been ready for a while and waiting for their opponents.
So eyes are on the goalkeeper and Mozambique, that is the Amardo, the penalty saver. So that's the pressure of saying, is he going to take it? Is he going to let somebody ease the pressure and take it from there? Or how big is his heart? That's the biggest question.
So Mozambique will be looking to step up and rectify that situation. Has a score to settle with Armando, but first, Ndisiro may very well be the first keeper here to have to make a save, and as the locals going through the rules of the game.
One foot on the line, not before, not inside, not outside. One leg at least. So if you encroach, even if you say VR, you can call me and we will. So pay attention, we don't want encroachment. Okay? So it's like this. Okay? And even if we go there, we stay on the line.
Well, loud and clear, and even if I miss it, VAR also checking for me. So encroaching is something the goalkeepers won't be getting away with.
Isn't it interesting that you and I were talking about Da Costa's saves, the 3 saves when Portugal was in action. And that's when we spoke about Da Costa.
Coming from behind the line.
From the line, because when you come from behind the line, you are safer than having one foot on the line.
Well, he came in as a sub. We wondered about the substitutes and how active they'd be in these penalties. Here's the first sub for Mozambique in the day, Fernandinho. Man who plays for Black Bulls, added to his 58 minutes in this tournament with some serious game time in that second half. Finds the back of the net with no problem, sending the goalkeeper the right way. Perfect start for Mozambique.
This is all for a place in the final against Angola. Good start. For now, Mozambique is 1 foot in, or 1 toe in. And after the 5th toe, then it's 1 foot in, because it's 5 kicks.
Now, Armando had a chance to get his confidence up in normal play in the first half, and, well, a replay of that moment when he denied Museu. He's the first up, and they've got a beef to settle these two.
What will he change, Museu? Is he going to open the foot this time?
Wow, that's perfect. Perfect. Left him rooted as Namibia make it 1-1.
That's how he scored last time. And that is the question that I was asking Sisu. Why did he change? Now he does what he does best, and he gets a goal.
Chose not to go either side and stand still in the middle this time. In the guessing game,
he might have thought he might even chip it. You know, those moments where the keeper thinks he might try to chip me.
Well, one of the Mozambicans. It's Carello who's ball stopped by the 0. And for Mozambique here, they look back at that and say that's had room for improvement, that penalty.
Give credit to Ndisiro. However, that was badly taken. Straight, no laces, side foot, straight to the keeper. If you want to hit it that way, hit it roof height and hit it hard.
Well, we have a situation here where I believe it's Ambira having to fetch the ball on that far side to bring it back into the box to take the penalty. And Namibia looking to take advantage of the good work Ndisiro had done with the last penalty. So, an experienced campaigner, a leader in the side now.
That's when the captain has to lead. The team has showed you how. You've got to do it.
Up against Armando. Oh, he's chosen the side and is well beaten, Armando. That's a quality penalty. Easy as you like. It makes it look so easy.
Well taken. Look at the height.
Roof of the net. Roof of the net.
The height I always talk about. Give it some loft. Keeper will definitely go down.
Didn't look pressured at all from the moment when he needed to go fetch that ball on the far side and advancing, and he looked like he had the situation under control. Dario now. Ndisiro looking to further frustrate Mozambique. Under a bit of pressure, Dario has to score this. Ah, denied by Ndisiro. Big advantage, Namibia. Big advantage.
2 goals advantage. Dario, captain, not that fantastic. Couldn't emulate his counterpart on the Namibia side.
Well, for the advantage to kick in, Ndisiro's teammates need to do the business here as we look back at the frustration for the captain, but they convert this, then Ndisiro's hard work will be paid off. They'll then convert the advantage, and there'll be all sorts of pressure on Mozambique. Has to try and save this now, Armando. The pressure on Dario will now be transferred onto him.
By the way, just looked at Dario. The reason why he didn't take that one well, he put the ball there, and then he looked down. He looked down throughout. He never looked at the keeper. Maybe not to give it away, but still he paid the price. Meaning he wasn't comfortable at all. Lift your head, know where you do or what you're doing. As is the case now.
Assume against Armando. Papa standoff this. Oh. Easy as you like.
Stood firm. Kept his balance, looked up, and knew what he wanted to do, and he did it.
As them celebrating back home, including the few that are out here in the stands at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. That's twice now Armando's remained rooted. To think there was a point when he was wasting time looking as though he's looking forward to the penalty shootout, Armando. Maestro, we wondered if you'd take a penalty. Holy steps. Ndisiro will be appearing larger than life now with his heroic so far. Ooh, that's bottom corner, that's well taken. Keeper had guessed right, but there was no denying, Maestro.
Almost got it, but didn't you hear everyone in the stadium went, ooh. They know that he almost got there.
Oh, got a touch,
got a hand to it. Got a hand to it. Wow. Almost saved all three back to back.
Namibia, well, you know what they need to do, Marks. Petrus scores, and well, we all know who Angola will be facing. Looks Armando dead in the eyes and maintains and holds that look. Petrus! Easy does it as Namibia march on through to the final. All of a confidence from the penalty spot. 100% record for Namibia. Whilst the hero will be the zero for the 2 saves here. Seeing Colin Benjamin's men advance on through here in the semi-final, Marks.
He deserves it. He has had a good tournament, and the tournament is not over. He still has to play in the final. But he knew that if he doesn't score, he just has to make sure that Mozambique doesn't score either.
Oh, there's heartbreak for the Mozambicans after they couldn't break each other down in 90 minutes. It was always going to be heartbreak for one or the other from the penalty spot. They kept their cool to the they really did, whether from the spots or in the serious case from the line. They did their jobs and did them to the best of their ability. Mozambique stumbled, and it's Namibia and Angola that will be the last 2 standing. This year very much the hero, but let's be honest, those that took penalties themselves did a very good job here for the Namibians. Well, Mozambique played their part in Group A. The Namibian story, who finished as the best runners-up. Well, that story continues. Best second-place team is now one of 2 remaining. And the match, this year, the African Stars win. Bota and his new friends from Namibia maybe off to go celebrate. Not since 2015 but they lifted the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup trophy. Close to reliving the memories of Coach Manetti and his celebrations, only this time it will be Colin Benjamin and company if they get the job done on Sunday. Big day coming up on Sunday. Rest day tomorrow, which they'll look to use up wisely. But for now, they'll celebrate with the few that have turned out in their favor on that far side. Wasn't always pretty, but effective. And for those that have showed faith here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, including out at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, all that faith they've shown, those 3 supporters, colorful they are, as are paid off here over the last week and a half as they've traveled to and from following the beloved Namibian side. Well, Camberira and Ambira were always tough in defense here. Well, things didn't necessarily work out offensively for them in the 90 minutes. They kept their shape. They were stubborn to break down, as were Mozambique. So they had to go down the penalties. And Namibia earning their spot in the final against Angola with a 4-2 win in the penalty shootout. Well, again, very little separating these sides. You'll see the goal attempts and shots on target, clear-cut chances with a very minimum here today, with the Namibians picking up a couple of bookings, and in the end it was always going to go down to penalties. This game was very little separating these sides. They really couldn't but cancel each other out for the most part. And in the penalty shootout, then is the Namibians that were absolutely ruthless. Desiro, from the goalkeeping point of view, then standing out, and have to say, those that took the penalties were also at their very best. Down to Marks with our man of the match.
And to present the man of the match to the goalkeeper and Desiro is Mr. Yawa. Please do the honors for us. That's fine. I'll take care of that. Thank you. At least you are not dropping them. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Looking at the game, forget the penalties. We'll come to that. Looking at the game, the pressure was too much today. And you must have felt keeping it a draw, it can still be anybody's game.
Yeah, for sure. Coming into this game, we analyzed them. We know what we can do. and we know what they can do. So it's all about keeping a cool head. We just kept on the organization, which helped us a lot, and from there, yeah, we took it to the penalties.
You took it to the penalties, cool head you kept, and those 3 penalties, and the unfortunate one. Tell us what was going through your mind. Cool head again?
Yeah, cool head. I would like to say thank you to the Almighty. Give me the power, the strength, and the belief. And without Him, I couldn't. So He gave me strength and kept on going.
Before I speak to your coach, just from your players' perspective, big one, Angola, final, big day, all the hard work. You've got to now be rewarded for it. What's your take?
As you said, hard work pays off. We worked hard for this. We've been training hard. We've been together for a couple of maybe 2 months now that we've been training. Being in the final of the COSAFA Cup, it's a reward. As you said, hard work pays off. So we are grateful for the opportunity. We are playing the final of the COSAFA, and I would like to thank my coach and my technical staff, my players, all of them. They did a great job throughout the tournament.
Well done and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm joined by the Mozambican coach, and this is the man that really held a lot of praises. Coach, you obviously showed a lot of respect to your counterpart, and he went on to beat you. The game itself, it was tight.
Oh, of course, it was tight. Both teams well organized in defensive, offensive situation. So no one had a space to play, to keep possession. You know, my boys say we're trying to keep possession. So Namibia, they didn't give us space. Second half, we changed. We made the one sub, and then so we started to press them, so we didn't score. But so let me say congratulations, Namibia. They deserve to win. But let's prepare the boss for the future.
And you're talking about the future. That future is the immediate one on the 3rd and 4th place on Sunday. You still have to go out there and play for pride.
Of course, we'll do that. So first what we're going to do is to recovering the players. Then we have to make some change in our squad because it was tough this game. So I think we're going to work for that. We'll continue, focus in order to get a third position.
Just a final question before I speak to Coach Benjamin. The whole achievement of going out there and say, I'll give everyone a run to see where we are as Mozambican national team. Have you achieved that, looking ahead to that statement that you mentioned, that you'll give everyone a run, looking ahead to the weekend and say, I must give everyone a run?
Okay, so I think so. We're so happy we achieved our objective, our aims for this tournament, because COSAFA give opportunity for the young players to developing football in our region. I'm so happy for all the boys, because only one goalkeeper didn't play, but all my players, they played. So that's why I will give him opportunity on Sunday, because he came here to play football. I'm so happy. Next year, we'll come strong.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.
And I will be joined by the winning coach. That's Mr. Colin Benjamin. Coach, congratulations. You in the final against Angola.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Let's talk about today's game. Tight, your defense. Maybe I could read it wrong. It was so solid, tight, never sort of left each other stranded.
You know, that actually is some of the points that we take from this, that it's tournament football. We made it a point that we're going to defend with a good behavior, with a good aggression, with a good organization and a good conviction. And I'm just thankful that what we do on the training pitch, that the boys could actually put it out in the game. And we all know that the strikers, they win you these titles or the games, but the big ones is by a good organized, structured defense.
You're speaking of strikers, and then I smile because my passion is there. Museu, why did he change his mind on the penalty?
But
he's got the similar situation with the Seychelles, and then he goes to penalties, and he opens the foot, and it's in the back of the net.
Exactly why we came to this tournament. So he knows that this is my strength. This is what I'm going to keep on doing. I'm going to do it to perfection. And then that's that. But changing it, that's experience. So from now on, he's gained experience. Thank you, COSAFA. He's won an experience, and he's going to do it differently next time, the way he knows it.
In closing, Coach, you've seen your opponent. You might have not seen them all the way, but it's a final that we know Angolans are bully up front, and you've got a good defense.
Yeah, Angola, Palancas Negras. We had them in the group phases. That's our opponents, the first game opponents. So we know exactly how they play. I think they also know exactly how we play. I'm of the opinion that it's going to be a game of on equal footing. It's going to be the one that's going to make the mistakes, that's going to lose it. But for me and for my players right now, I think we just have to enjoy this moment. It was a lot of hard work, sacrifice. You have 3-4 muscle injuries now. It basically means that these boys gave their all. So I think we just have to give them a chance to just enjoy this tonight, probably also tomorrow, and on Sunday we see how we're going to clean up to take on the Angolans.
Coach, I'm defying instructions. That should have been the last question. But very briefly, this is the third time you're meeting the same opponent this season, this year.
It's beautiful, isn't it? That's football. Football is this game of unpredictability. We don't know what's going to happen on Sunday, so I think everybody should just look forward to that, looking forward to that.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye.
Well, you have heard from both coaches, and the coach that is beaming with a smile is Colin Benjamin, because Namibia is through to the final to meet Angola. And that is the side that is very, very lethal. But knowing Namibia, they can always face any opponent. But I'm not alone. I'm again joined by my colleague, Wilson. Wilson, wrap up for me.
Yeah, good game. Namibia got 2 good chances in the game. A missed penalty and one that could have been headed in. It went to shoot out, and the lottery, Namibia prevailed.
Namibia prevailed indeed, and we went to penalties. So that's it from all of us. Look out for that final on Sunday. That's Angola up against Namibia. That game is at 3 o'clock right here.
Six times more hydration with Neutrogena Hydro Boost for supple, dewy, healthy-looking skin.
For healthy skin development from day one, Johnson's, together we raise.
There's so much eyenzakala empilweni zethu, and I think this is something ekumele sikhomende in Orlando Pirates, ukuthi they've been trying very hard ukuthi bakhona ukusinceda because sibuya kuma backgrounds ahlukile. And there's so much okwenzekayo. What I've actually learned to realize ukuthi